Hello again, Wildcats. Paul Roper with you for this week's Player Profile presented by Wade Associates. Pleased to be joined by senior defensive end Chi Odo, just recently named to the All-State AFCA Good Works team. Certainly one of the finest accomplishments any young man can receive in college football. We'll talk about that a little bit later, but first we'll welcome in Chi. Chi, you come from McKinney, Texas. Tell me a little bit about your upbringing.
Yeah, so McKinney, Texas, it's a suburb 30 minutes north of Dallas. I don't know, place I grew up in, been in the same house for 20 years or 20 plus years now. Really love the place, and I guess as like people from outside of Texas have heard, like there's nothing like Texas high school football. So definitely lots of memories being a McKinney North Bulldog, wearing the orange and blue, and growing up in that town and just seeing, I don't know, you grow up with, been in the same house for 20 years, you grow up with the same friends, and definitely just a pleasure to have been a part of that community. Well,
everyone knows that Texas, of course, has the Friday Night Lights atmosphere and the massive football stadiums. What was it like to play Texas high school football?
Yeah, it was something else. You get chills when you watch, like, I don't know, now that I'm an old head, like going back and watching old videos. It was really cool. I think I was at one point, and it's not to toot our Texas horn, but my McKinney, Texas built like MISD Stadium, which at the time I think more schools like decided to build bigger ones, but it was one of the most expensive like stadium in like the country, and so but irrespective of that, you just get some of those like old Texas traditions, like going to team dinner with your family or with the team, and like I don't know, breaking out the huddle and just like coming out of the tunnel and seeing like screaming fans all dressed in orange and like paint, and especially I grew up in my freshman year. I played tuba, so I was a huge like band nerd, and so hearing the tunes like on third down, like fourth down, things like that always got me like riled up.
Well, the tuba, that is a difficult instrument, and a heavy instrument at that, which is certainly good for playing football. I'm sure it might have helped with some physicality. What was your favorite song to play on the tuba?
Tuba, so there's this, my favorite like band tune, because I freshman year I used to play, because like varsity practice and freshman practice were different, so I got to actually be in the like marching band freshman year, and like Tusk is like a little, I forget, it might be Alabama or another schools, but it was like they were like fight song or just something they used to like get themselves riled up. So we'd always play that on like third down and like 15, and so that was one of my favorite tunes to play.
Now, I sense a trend because you leave North McKinney High School, they build this football stadium. You'll soon be graduating from Davidson College, and they're on the verge of building a new football stadium.
I never get to play in the new stadiums, but I'll cross so that people can walk.
Well, you know what? I could certainly sympathize with it because they built a new high school gym when I left Boundbrook High School after our floor flooded. So I could certainly empathize with that. But let's talk about your time at Davidson College. First, let's what was it that brought you here? Tell me about your journey, about Davidson coming in to recruit you and eventually making your way out here to Lake Norman.
Yeah, so for reference, I had same house for 20 years, so I was a big homebody. I didn't really see myself going outside of Texas, like Oklahoma region, so every place I applied to was there, and then I get the call, my defensive coordinator gets the call from Coach McCartney that they were looking to recruit me, and I'd never heard of Davidson, just being out in Texas, and so, but there's just something about it that just kept me on the hook for it, and so I go for my visit and I see the amazing facilities, I see like just kind of the family atmosphere, how like close-knit it is, and especially like just meeting with Coach Abel. Coach Fetchy is my head coach over at McKinney North, and he's got like, it's a weird thing to say, but like on like game days, he's got like this crazy look in his eye, like he might be like tied up in a straitjacket, and so it was just meeting with Coach Abel for the first time. Like he kind of had that look in his eye, and it's a hard feeling to describe, but like definitely just felt at home and felt at peace with like everything about Davidson, and it was just something like after praying about it and talking to my family, I was like, there's no place, like I know this is where I'm supposed to be, and that's definitely been like the tail of the tape these past 4 years, and I've just I've been filled with reason after reason of like, man, this is why I came here, and this is home. So.
Well, you've seen the growth of this program from coming onto campus a little over 3.5, 4 years ago. And over the week, a very big win for the program against San Diego. Although you didn't play in it, you're working your way towards getting back on the field. How awesome was it to see those fans in a sea of red witness a win against San Diego to begin the season?
It was huge. I think it's just I don't know. We talked about like when we got here. My class was the first one that Abel had recruited, and we're talking about like ground zero, building a new era of Davidson football. And I think in the past where we used to think like, oh man, we're about to face San Diego, like they're gonna hit us hard, they're gonna do this, and that, and we're fighting, tooth and nail just to edge out a win. Just having such a decisive win. On all sides of the ball, and especially with our defense and how well and how dominant they were from start to finish. It was just a great win that just shows the upward trajectory of our program and what's to come.
Last week, you earned an honor to be on the All-State AFCA Good Works team, which commemorates football players for their service to the community, something that you've been very involved with the last 3.5 years. How did it feel to win that award?
It was such an honor. I think that I don't know, like I really ascribe to the idea of like it takes a village, and also that like little eyes are always watching, and those two things kind of mean like it takes a village. Like I think I'm the sum total of the people around me, my mentors, coaches, like my teammates, and as much as it is like an honor to receive it, it's more so a reflection of like the community that's raised me up, and so I like. Just so thankful for those people around me, like Coach Abel, like in the football team, who have like really just prioritized like giving back to the community around us, and even back home in McKinney with some of my teachers and things, like working through the student council with I don't know if they'll be listening to this, but Mr. Munich and Mrs. Gaskell, and how they would just I don't know, just prioritize that sort of stuff, especially with like whether that came from like food drives or helping out in different parts of the community. So definitely a big honor, but couldn't be more thankful for just the community that raised me. So.
Well, it's something that you'll look to continue to do after you graduate from Davidson. We were talking before we cut this that your aspirations are to become a doctor.
Yes, sir. Yeah. So. Been on the pre-med track my time here at Davidson, and so the hope is to either go into like orthopedics or pediatrics, or some other left field major or left field specialty once we get up in the med school and start getting to see different aspects of it. But yes, sir.
Well, you'll certainly have a bright future to look forward to. You've been a tremendous ambassador for the Davidson College community. Congratulations on that Good Works team honor, and we can't wait to see you back on the field soon, Chi. Yes, sir. That is Chi Odo, our senior defensive end for your Davidson College football team. Join us on Saturday when your Wildcats hit the road to take on the Stetson Hatters and look to improve their PFL record to 2-0. My name is Paul Roper. Thank you for joining us on DavidsonWildcats.com. We'll see you next time.